everyone, and thank you for tuning in to this edition of Feature Friday on ALHlive.com. Of course, I'm your host, A. Lawrence Haskins, and here with me today are groundbreaking, trend-setting entrepreneurs Eric and Charis Nicholson of UniqXpressions Event and Floral Design. Eric and Charis, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
How are you guys doing today?
Doing good, man. Thank you, Lawrence, for having us over, man. I really appreciate it, man.
Oh, you're very welcome. My pleasure. Absolutely. You guys are doing some great things with your business, which of course is obviously why we're here today. UniqXpressions is rapidly becoming one of the premier event and floral design companies in the Pacific Northwest. You've only been in business roughly 2 years now. So tell us a little bit, either one of you want to take the lead, tell us a little bit about how UniqXpressions got started.
You know, UniqXpressions was born from some struggle. My wife was working in banking, and the banking went down, and the bank closed, and it was very difficult for us. You know, we were going through some financial trouble and didn't kind of know where we were going to turn. But we had our faith in God and where He was going to lead us. I was very reluctant at first, because I'm thinking of old school, I got a job, she got a job, and that's what we need, But, God doesn't always work that way. He has some things for you sometime, and you got to put some work and put some faith forth. Sure. And, UniqXpressions was born from that. In the name UniqXpressions, you press on, because we had to press on through some very difficult times that, I didn't know how we was going to make it.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, Charis, but kind of leading off of what Eric here was saying, UniqXpressions was like born at the most intense moment within the recession. Is that correct?
That's very correct.
Yeah, and how scary, how scary from your perspective, how scary was that?
It was very scary because, like Eric said, I've always had a job, and to be able to start this new venture, it was very scary going out there trying to, get your feet wet a little bit, but it was very, very stressful at times. But, like Eric said, in our message of our name, it said you press on, and no matter how it looked, no matter how the money looked, we just kept pressing on because we knew that was the word that God had given us, and we knew we had a purpose for this business and to help other people out there with the event planning and floral. So we just kept pressing on through the recession, and we're doing great today. So
right, that's awesome. So what would you say now that you've gone through the rough stage of getting things started, and obviously God has blessed you guys greatly. In terms of, it's one thing to get something started, but it's an entirely different thing for it to be sustained. So what specific things or marketing approaches or whatever has UniqXpressions implemented to keep its business not only sustained but growing as it has in this tough economic time?
I can tell you one thing I've done. I have a lot of friends who have owned businesses, and their experience and wisdom is one of the most valuable things to me.
Sure.
And then secondly, just kind of looking at our market around here in Lacey, this in the state of Washington, the Tacoma, the whole area, and looking at what other people are doing. And we wanted to be a little bit different. Our market, we're event floral. We do the everyday floral stuff as well too. Okay. But we are one of the probably the only event florists in the state, where we focus on event for large floral orders. Wow. And doing any type of events, from setting up conferences, doing trade shows, doing boxing matches and MMA stuff. Wow. Doing weddings. There's no event, that UniqXpressions won't do unless it's something that goes against our values and beliefs.
Right. And so, Charis, what would you say? Because as I understand it, you're the creative force behind UniqXpressions. Is that correct? Do you find that business matters can sometimes frustrate your creative process?
It does, because if your focus is on, I have to get this event floral done and I have to design, but now I have a a new client that's wanting to come in to sign contracts or do these different things, and it's making that balance. So it is frustrating at times, but you have to know how to set those boundaries and set those balances, and that's where we work very well together, because we mesh those concepts together with the business and creative concepts together, and it really, really helps our business because we have that great balance.
What would you say, because there's dreamers upon dreamers upon dreamers watching this interview. So what would you say is, or has been, the most important key in terms of UniqXpressions success?
Well, number one would be God, putting Him first and putting our 100% trust in Him, knowing that He's going to take care of all of our needs. Those are His promises for us as children of God. And just, knowing that, if you put your mind to something, you can do it. You can do anything. And it's important, yes, have that dream. And if you do have a dream, go ahead and act upon it. What's wrong with doing that? And that's, how UniqXpressions started, with a dream and a vision of saying, let's put this to work. So that's what I would say for me. Basically putting God first for everything, and then just really putting our trust in Him.
Right. Eric?
I would definitely say the same thing of putting God first. I think in anything I've learned in my life that if I want success, if we want something to come together in our family, God is the key. And I give this business to God. And I do it to the glory of God, because I know that's the only way it's going to remain, and that's the only way it's going to be blessed. And I really wanted to be blessed because I wanted to be a work for Him. It's not just about the money and all that stuff. And the money is cool, but it's about making people happy and showing them the light of God. And we try to have the light of God in our lives and live that so people can see it. And we get an opportunity often to talk to other couples, because we're a young couple and we've been married, almost 13 years now. Right. And I thank God for that, Right. And we can share that experience with people and talk about that we've had issues too, but you know what? God has brought us through and helped us through situations. Right. So we have a testimony to give the people that we meet, We usually get an opportunity to sit down and meet and give some marital advice to every couple, that we meet.
Plan events for.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Eric and Sharice, I want to thank you guys both for taking the time out, coming and sit with us, sharing such wonderful wisdom with the ALH Live audience. And everyone out there watching, the website is UniqXpressions.com. It is at the bottom of your screen right now. So when you have an opportunity, go to UniqXpressions.com and check out the wonderful, wonderful, excellent, and one-of-a-kind work that Eric and Sharice is doing for you, for us, for the community. Again, this is your host, A. Lawrence Haskins, for Eric and Sharice Nicholson. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Feature Friday on ALHlive.com. Talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.